Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. We are continuing to play through the SETI contracts, at least for the time being. The next one that we have active is Minmus and Kerbol. So low in space and then high in space around Minmus, which is great because I wanted to be low and high because you get all the science. For missions, though, let's see. To open up anything else in SETI. Ooh, a moon landing. We're not going to accept that yet because there's probably others that I could do. Space around Kerbin, space around the moon, surface at the moon. Not quite yet. Satellites. So, yeah, I've got 4 satellite missions and there's 2 other ones that I could take. They're great. They're easy money. They're good. They're good money, actually. But it's not critical to do it right now. Like I said, what we're going to do is the Minmus and Kerbol. So let's jump into the vehicle assembly building. So this guy, because it is going to go, this probe, because it is going to go further and it is going to do more, we want it to be a little more, I want to say robust than what I have been building so far. So we'll put this guy on there. Let's see. Nope, structural. I want structural. I want something like this. No. Just you. There we go. That adapter will do. Good. Except that, because I don't have a bigger one yet, we're going to put the small inline reaction wheel there. There we go. And then right underneath that, we can put... Nope. I have the 1K. There it is. The big battery. The big boy battery. Then we'll put solar panels, of course, on in a minute or two. But we're going to cram in as much science as we can. But let's see, I need utility, I need the, there we go, the universal storage quad core. We're actually going to take, we're going to do 2 for the moment, we'll see. So, science. Magnetometer, we only need 1 of those, because that's repeatable and transmittable for 100%. Orbital telescope, also only need 1 of those, because it's repeatable and transmittable for 100%. Yes, so the press mat, Q, yes. So we'll do 1 of those. Come on. Well, all we really need is the pressure, but whatever. We'll do 1 of those, and then... Is that really all we have? I feel like I'm being cheated. I mean, I could do 5 Science Juniors. I don't know if I really want to. Actually, you know what? Moon... Is it Moon or Minmus? I think it might be Minmus. Minmus... Kerbol. We're just going to save this like this for the moment. We have some science to spend. So we're actually going to go back to the science center and spend it and see if we can get a few more bits of science, more experiments. Because right now just those 4 pieces are a little, it's a little underwhelming. Okay, so let's see. We didn't research this. Flight control. Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh, I know. I did in a previous playthrough, but I didn't end up with the same amount of science. So we can get that. That'll open up more MechJeb options. No, just MechJeb itself. But there's RCS, which we don't need yet, but I'll take it. I want to complete this line first. How much are these? 90. Yes, we'll go ahead and get that just to complete this line up here. So I want more science. Storage? No. Recycling? No. Electronics. Let's see. We got RPWS, which unfortunately does not come in its... what's it called, variation, which is a pity. But it's a nice one to have. Other solar panels. The big battery, the better communications, fuel cell, communications, illuminator. So maybe not. Let's see what else we got. No, don't need adapters. Inline, maybe. No. And then this is going to be other things. Ooh, the experiment storage. Oh yeah, other landing type things. Your control, more RCS, more landing legs, aerodynamics, subsonic flight, construction. What is this? Ooh, the solar particle collector. That could be good to have. I think I might take that. What are all these? Wow, I get the material processing units early. That's interesting. Yes, we're going to take that because it'll give us the solar particle collector, which is awesome. I don't think there's going to be any more science up here. This is other fuel tanks. Yeah. Which are nice, but I don't need those yet. I'm not to a point. Interesting. I'm not at a point where I need those yet. So, where were we? It was here? No, it was here that we had the RPWS. Fortunately, it's not available in a, what's it called? In the universal storage yet. That should come. Oh, mystery goo. Wow, you don't get mystery goo until really late. Usually that's the first thing you get. Interesting. No, it's not there. It's not there, and it's not there. Ah, that's fun. There's probably in here. Yeah, there's RPWS and atmospheric. So it's not for a while. So I don't know if it's really worth getting anything else. But we've got the solar particle collector. That's enough. That'll at least give us one more slot, and then the rest we can use with materials bay, because those, well, they're unresettable unless you have a, you know, science person, a scientist with you. Yeah, we could take 4 of those. So let's see, science. So now we have the solar particle collector. We'll go Q. Slap this guy on there. The other 4, we're going to use science juniors. And there's a reason for that. Because, well, we can get... we can get, what? Low Minmus, high Minmus, Kerbol. And then somewhere else that's useful. Another thing about all this, I'm bringing this back. I'm bringing this home. At least that's my plan, is to bring this home. There you go with a heat shield. So the plan is, like I said, to bring all of this home as a probe. That being said, let's see, how do we want to do this? I'm going to want to put solar panels. Let's get power. I don't have any that close. No, we won't put solar panels there. We'll put them down below, and then this guy will survive on the power it has here. For communication, though, we're going to put one of these, actually I'm going to put 2 of these, just because, on there, and that'll help this guy stay in communication once we ditch everything else. We're going to put a bigger antenna on there as well, don't worry. And then, of course, on top, we will need... we'll put the mark. This one. Good. And then, because we're here, we can do this. And I want to triple shoot. Yeah, we're going to apply. Awesome. So this should be able to take all this back, and it should be just fine. This is what we'll bring back. Yeah, all this should come back, and it should be just fine for re-entering and all that stuff. So, after that, of course, to make it all work, we need separator, and then some power after that. So let's go ahead and put, now if I do you and like a, no, not the Pomeranian, a Terrier, what does that give us? Decent. But then if I put the FL800, what does that get us? More? A fair amount more. Plus, that gives us a platform to put other things on. This is where we're going to put the high gain antennas, Q, as well as our solar power. Yes. 2, 1/6. Yes. Just 2? Now we're going to go with 4. There we go. So all this will stay in space or possibly burn up on re-entry. This will all bring back with us. Awesome. So that's a lot of Delta V for maneuvering in space. And hopefully that should be what it's for. Although I want to double check. This is to Minmus, yes? Active. Yes, Minmus and Kerbol. We haven't been to Minmus yet. We're going to fly past and take a look at that bright green spot there. Yes, we have antennas, we have power, we have all the things we need. Is there anything concerning? Nothing concerning about this thing. And we have all the mass and all the space. Good. Okay. So this is what we're going to maneuver in space once we're in orbit at Kerbin. To Minmus, fly past Minmus, high orbit, low orbit, and hopefully get a gravity assist to pop out of Kerbin's sphere of influence, do some science out in orbit of Kerbol, and then pop back in and recover. You were the little ones, right? Oh, you're not that little. Let's Control X. Nope. A. There we go. We're going to slide a couple of these guys on here just to give us a little extra. Yeah, that'll actually change this guy just a smidge. Apply. There we go. Good and done. So again, this is the satellite that's maneuvering out in space, which is great. Lots of delta V. Should be plenty for what we are doing. Below that is what we're sending up to space. Okay, so let's see. No, I don't have anything that's the big size yet, so we're limited to these guys, which is okay, which is doable. Let's get another stacked decoupler. Boom. Oh, you're the big one. We're not there yet. Alright, so now let's do a couple of these guys, at least two. And then down below, go to a swivel, and that would be just enough to break surface level. But that's not enough. Not by itself. And let's see, we aren't at fuel. We aren't. Alright, hold on. We're going to pop back out to the science again, because I want to see if there's a part there that I want. Okay, let's see. Back to R&D. So, fuel systems. Bigger things, that's nice, but not terribly useful. Oh, only 60, that's nice. Propulsion and heavy rocketry. Dang it. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Fuel duct. That's a ways away still, unfortunately. So no, not yet. No asparagus staging. Yeah, that's okay. We'll survive without asparagus staging. Just have to do things smartly. So let's see. We've got all this. I want structural. Nope, not structural. Separator. There we go. I want a couple of these guys. Let's actually put the close and radial decouplers. Let's go with. So I'm gonna try a few things here just to see how it all behaves. Oh. Boop. Doo. Come on. No, that wasn't right. Is that there? That's better. Is that centered? Yes, it is. Excellent. And then, of course, again, we go with these swivels down below. Let's see. If those guys are on their own stage, they have a lot of delta V there. If I were to copy it, not enough. Together, it doesn't really help. I mean, there's more meters per second, but it's still... Wait, where are you guys? Yeah, 1.18. Oh, I wonder if something got done wrong. Hold on, let's try that again real quick. Alt copy. Double it. Good. Ah, there it is. So 1.67. It's about the same amount of meters per second, I think. No, there's more meters per second. So I think, yeah, I think we're going to go with this. We're going to go with a quad booster pack. And, oh, do I have a better one yet? I have RCS, that's all I have. I don't have the inline. No, you know what? We'll survive like that. Anyway, yeah, we're going to go with a quad assortment of boosters because that, I think, will get us where we want to go. Let's see, aerodynamics. We'll add nose cones to all of these. Copy nose cone. Good. Right, let's see, double check. The outer four, they all separate. And then we launch the inner one. Yes, good, 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 good. That should be, that's decent. It's a little long, so that can cause issues sometimes. I think I do want to add some winglets. Just give us a little more of the control in the aerodynamic. We've got a bunch of swivel engines down there, so that should help too. But that just makes me feel a little bit better. Oh, right. So we've got all those guys. We actually want to try to recover them, because that's part of what I'm going for here. We're going to mount radial. Let's just do 2, actually. There. Whoa, come on. Rotate. And 1 there. Also 1 there. And 1 there. So we can recover all these lower stages. This stage, I would have to put a probe core in and an antenna so that I can actually return it. And I'm over that. This should get us into space, so it might re-enter, it might not. I'll terminate that. But if I can recover the lower boosters, that's kind of a big help. Or at least it's a bit of a help, financially. You know, it's a thing. So, let's see, 6,000 Delta V. It'll cost about 1,000 to leave and less to come back, in theory. This is a bit of an experiment. Do I need much more? I don't think I do. I think I'll be okay with the amount of Delta V that we have. Oh, right. I want... Shoot, that's one thing I almost forgot. I want a fairing, because I don't want parts getting blown off. There we go. So there's our fairing, and then what are we looking at now? Still nearly 7,000 Delta V. That's not bad. Ooh, parachutes. No. We'll put you all at the very top. Yeah, nearly 7,000 Delta V. That's a lot. That's a fair amount. And if we manage the orbital insertion correctly, it should be just fine. I don't know why that I in Minmus is capitalized. Kerbol Mark I. That's a capital I. Minmus Kerbol Mark 1, because it's going to do a Minmus Kerbol flyby. So we're going to give ourselves a couple of launch clamps. Whoa. There you go. Did you clamp correctly? Good. So that'll be good. That'll do that. I don't think... No, I don't need to strut anything, I don't think. I'm not really worried about that. Yeah. Actually, we could go root part. And same with you guys. Root part. Awesome. And that does symmetry. And we can also do it from this guy here. Auto strut, heaviest part, root part. There we go. Now things are, quote, strutted. Auto strut, yay. So I think that should be enough. Let's double check our staging. There. So ignition and separation shortly after. Separate those guys. Then we launch this. Not the fairing at the same time, though. What is your thrust to weight? Well, at that point, we should be in space. We'll have thrust to weight. We'll be fine. We'll be closer to this. Separate the fairing. Separate that. Launch that engine. And eventually separate and recover. Yes. Alright, so I'm feeling optimistic about this. We'll see how it performs. I know these are different altitudes, different heights, but it should be okay. It should work just fine. Yeah, let's give it a go. The only thing I'm worried about again is there really enough Delta V? We will find out. Alright, that was a bit longer of a building sequence than I usually go through, but it's all Kerbol experimentation. Alright, so, oh, that's a beautiful amount of thrust to weight there. Okay, T, full throttle, Z, and we'll light those outer 4 engines, and release, and away we go. Oh, that's a big nose on that thing, though. We'll see how it behaves. Wow, yeah, we're accelerating really fast. We can probably pull back on that just a little bit. Yeah, good, that's better. And then we'll go up and just do a nice, gentle gravity turn. Did I get more mech job stuff? I got 1 or 2 more. Ooh, smart ASS. That's good to have. I shouldn't need it for this, but it's good to have. Alright, so 100 meters per second. Start the gravity turn. Just start pitching over just a little bit. Come on. The aerodynamic fins kind of make it want to stay straighter, which is fine. It's good. It helps you stay in prograde a little more. Whoa, easy there. Come on, tip over just a little more. There we go. Okay, good. So now we're just going to lock to prograde. Might push it over just a little bit, just to get that thing turning over, because we're going a little steep. Good, so now we should start slowly dropping that nose over in a gravity turn. We're still going a little slow, which is okay though. I'm going to go ahead and give it full throttle just to boost our speed up just a little bit. Yeah, because once we drop these guys, we're going to go just a bit slower, at least as far as an acceleration goes. And that's going to happen in about 5 seconds or so. 2, 1. These are slow seconds. There go all those guys, separate, and hopefully they get recovered. And then we launch this guy at full throttle. And good, so we are still accelerating. So we have enough thrust to weight. Not an amazing amount, but enough. And we're... yeah, which is really steep, though. We want to get that over. We don't want to go too much outside of prograde because of the fins and this big nose, but we want to be closer to, well, we want to be past 45, really, at this point. I would love to circularize with this engine. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not, though. So I'm thinking we're just going to go for an apoapsis of 80. Doesn't give me a whole lot of time to maneuver, but it should be just enough to do what I want it to do. Ooh, perfect. Orbital prograde. We'll we'll hold orbital prograde. And this should be something like a kind of flat thing. A kind of flat-ish orbital injection. Okay, so there we go. We're going to leave the atmosphere, so that's good. Yeah, we're going to go for 80 kilometers. 5, 76, 77, 8, 9, 80. Done. Okay, good. I don't have maneuver planner, do I? I do not. That's probably one of the last ones to get. Okay. Really fast, really fast. Come on. Come on. So that's a lot, and it's coming up in minute and 12, but then, yeah, so we're going to have to start burning fairly quickly here. And that's obviously just, honestly, just a really, really rough thing, but that's okay. We are up pretty high, so we're going to go ahead and ditch the fairing now that we are now in space. Yes, okay, that's not the cleanest maneuver I've done. The apoapsis is a little high on the other side. Pull that down a bit and reduce. There we go. As long as we leave the atmosphere. Good. Yes, so that adjusted that. It'll use a little more than just this, but we'll be okay. We'll only use up a couple hundred delta V out of this guy. And burn. And I know the node's there, prograde. It's close enough. It'll work. It'll do the same type of thing. And I could do this a little more laid back, or not laid back, a little differently and watch just the time to apoapsis, but nah, we're here. We're gonna do it this way. While we're doing this, though, we can extend and extend. 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 There you go. Extend and extend. Come on, extend. There we go. All right, good. And we're still not quite halfway through the burn. Our time to apoapsis is slowly rising. That's okay. We're actually going to hold... Oh, we can hold prograde. That's decent right there. So we've passed that other apoapsis. So now is when the burn takes a little bit longer. But not horribly longer. Yeah, so our apoapsis is rising slowly, but our periapsis is dropping fairly quickly. It's kind of an interesting looking ship. We should be, actually we can get rid of this at this point. We're just going to hold prograde. That, in a lot of ways, that's just a timer. But it looks like we'll re-enter, but nope, we're pushing it up out of the atmosphere. Alright, good. Positive periapsis, camera change. And orbital. We are orbital. Good, beautiful. It's not amazingly circularized, but come on, map. But we are orbital. Oh, right, and then it's not a relay. I know it sees those antennas, but it's not. Rename vessel probe. Accept. Awesome. All right. So we're in orbit around Kerbin. Our plan is to pass Minmus. So set it as a target. So for Minmus, it's very similar to a moon encounter. Kerbol's here, or Kerbin is here. Minmus is there. We want to burn, when we would see Minmus rise. So that would be about here-ish. Add a maneuver. We're going to see how big it is. And burn, burn, burn. It actually doesn't take much more delta V than it would to get to the moon. We actually get a... Is that a mooner encounter? Yeah, we do get a mooner encounter on our way back. So we should get... No? Oh, come back. Hey, aha! There we go. So that's our closest approach there. So we're a little off. We can try rotating this just a little bit, going a little later. Ah, there's our encounter. So we've got an encounter. We can probably reduce this a little bit. Or is that too? Nope. There's an encounter as well. So let's see. Minmus, focus view. Ooh, come on. There you go. So that's pretty far away. We've got some missions for satellites here to Minmus. We haven't done that yet at all. So that's our flyby. So we got it somewhat there. We got it there. We will fine tune it once we get midway there. So that's coming up in 21 minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and quick save. And warp to the next maneuver. Yeah, and this is going to be just a prograde thing. Oh, that's the other part of it. Right. Minmus's rotation is, or orbit is inclined. It's that yellow line diagonally there. So, yeah, this isn't a perfect encounter, but we happened to catch it when it was kind of at the ascending node. So we're okay. Eek. Oh, we're coming up in just a moment or two for the burn. We're already facing prograde, so that's good. And burn. Burn, baby, burn, burn. So this will take 900. We'll do this. We'll set up for our... It'll get us to our Minmus encounter. We'll fine-tune that to get us closer into low Minmus orbit, which I think is probably within like 20 kilometers or so. And then once we're there, we'll keep burning prograde just enough to escape Kerbin's sphere of influence. And in theory, I think we'll have enough delta V to return. At least I hope we do. If not, it's not the end of the world. We leave a satellite out there, and anytime we need science from out there, we get it. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Once you get out and it gets going, it like this last bit, you'll see it stretch really fast, I think, in theory. Come on. I slowed it down. That's why it slowed down. I dropped throttle. Boop. So there we are. We have an encounter. It's probably different than the last one was. Oop. Yeah, not that much different. So once we get, you know, halfway there, we will edit, or we will modify our path. So let's again, quick save. We're going to warp to about there, 3 hours. Of course, to get to Minmus takes about 6 days. Yeah. All right, so Minmus, focus view. Now we need to try to get it much closer, because this is pretty far away. At this point, we're actually going to use something called Smart ASS. Orbital. Prograde. We're facing that. Retrograde. Faces you retrograde. Normal plus. Normal negative. Normal negative should be that one. Yeah. Anti-normal. Positive normal. Radial out and radial in. So this is just a nice way to do it and tell it to do it without having to manipulate the nav ball myself. So we're actually going to go in here and reduce this guy's thrust to about 10 or 9. And we're going to, we're going to try radial plus to see what that does. Oh, that makes it go in. Let's try radial negative, anti-radial, or radial in versus radial out. Interesting. Let's see what that does. That reduces it. Slowly. Very slowly. Let's give it full throttle here at the, 9% of overall thrust. Good, that's pulling it down much, well, closer. It's not just pulling it sideways, it's pulling it actually in, I think. Although at a certain point, it'll stop and it'll just go sideways, I think. Little changes now equal big changes later. You can't actually change where you are, you can change where you are going, though. Okay, so now it looks like it's just starting to drop us down, which is fine. Equatorial is fine. But it'll come to a point where this won't be the most effective way to burn. Yeah, because now we're just going straight down. And that's... Oh, there, and it started climbing again. So we'll stop that. And then now you can try retrograde or prograde. One of them should do something. Nope, not retrograde. Prograde. Oh, sorry, you're not facing prograde yet. My bad. There we go, now you're facing prograde. And that should suck it in. And it'll have the added benefit of making us going faster and faster and faster, and hopefully escaping Kerbin's sphere of influence. Okay, good. We are coming in nice and close there. So I'm going to go for about 15 kilometers. I think that's where I want to be. And then once we get this set to 15 kilometers, we'll see what our overall flight path ends up looking like. Oh, that's a geostationary one. Minmus stationary? Minmus stationary? I don't know. Ah, so now you're doing that. Okay. Let's go anti-normal, just to burn it down, I think. Let's see if that does something. That does. Not that we need to be equatorial, but it's just nice to be equatorial. We've hardly used... Well, we've used a little bit of delta V, but not much at all. $40... 35, 32, 31, 30. Like I said, we're going to go for 20 or 15. Somewhere. 18-ish. 18. There we go. That should put us in a low Minmus orbit. And then what does that do to us afterward? That puts us in a bigger orbit. So unfortunately, a periaps or a Minmus flyby does not give us a gravity assist to just escape. But I bet you if we were to burn prograde here at the periapsis, or just past it, if we were to burn prograde there, it would not help us. Interesting. If I were to burn retrograde, what would that do? Huh. I have to burn retrograde to Minmus, to actually escape? Well, that's something to try. And it doesn't take much either. Interesting. Well, we'll give that a try when we get there. Right now, I just want to get to Minmus, and then I'll put a cut in for this episode. After that, we'll go out to Kerbol. Alright, so we are... Yes, we are going to encounter Minmus in just a bit. We can turn that up, though. Good. Quick save. Is there any science I can do here? Oh, there should be science I can do here. Shoot. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All the things. All the things! Solar particle. Oh, you can't transmit that for full science. That's too bad. Atmospheric will transmit that. Material study. We're going to keep that. No, no, no. Reset that one and reset that one. And don't start again. Please don't start again. Okay, good. How's our power looking? Good. Alright, we lost that one bit, but we recovered the other 4 small ones. So we got a little money back. Every little bit helps, right? Okay, anyway. We are on our way to our Minmus encounter. Again, quick save. We're going to warp to here, which is quite a ways away. 6 days, 7 days. Warp there. Come on. It only warps so fast, which is a pity. I wish I could say time warp to here, but no, that's a bad idea. Bad things happen. Okay, so that time warp is complete. We're gonna go just a little more, and hopefully it'll behave when it hits the threshold. Alright, and there we are in Minmus orbit. So all the science, wow, lots of science. Okay, so we're going to take it nice and slow here in Minmus high orbit, right? We are not warping at all? No, okay, so we can transmit to the orbital telescope. We can transmit the pressure scan, the temperature data, material study, we will keep. We'll reset the other 2. Magnetometer, we will transmit that. Awesome. So there's science. Whoa, no, 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 no. Reset. I don't want to do it again. Stop it. So there we are at Minmus with our Minmus Flyby. I think actually I'm going to put a cut in here. We'll pick back up right here, and we'll see how we manipulate things to escape Kerbin's sphere of influence and be in orbit around Kerbol. Woo! Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.